Yo, what's up? Yo, how are you guys doing? Maybe that's too high. Okay. How are you guys doing? Happy Clean Monday. I hope you're enjoying your food, you're enjoying your weekend, you're enjoying your flesh and blood games. So that was the last week. That was the last weekend of RTNs. So finally, we will officially move to the Pro Tour London season, and I'm really excited about later today. If we were enjoying today, we wouldn't be here. Thanks for dropping by, either way. So, it was the last RTN season. I've seen a lot of wild decks popping off, Twitter and on Discord, of a lot of different decks that had great results during the RTN season. So that's pretty interesting. I'm really excited to see what the meta game pie of RTN wins looks like this week. And yeah, I mean, it will give us a hint about how the Pro Tour London meta game is going to look like, and that's pretty interesting. And apart from that, I think there is something also I want to talk about. So there was a leak. Where is it? There was a leak regarding some cards from High Seas, and I really want to quickly mention them before we move on. For London, I think it will give us a glimpse about how the metagame is going to look like in London, and so that's pretty interesting. I think for this week we will probably start focusing on constructed. Sorry guys, I won't have the time probably to keep playing some random decks. We may maybe play some random decks to chill out, but I'm most likely going to bring new. So I want to start getting my reps back in new. I've tried a few different varieties of the deck, and I ended up that the traditional list was what works for me best. But before we move into that, let's talk about these insane things we found. Literal spoils of war. So these, I don't think these are 100% official. I think these are leaks. I have no idea how they got leaked. I just found them over a Discord server to a Discord server to a Discord server to a Discord server, something like that. And what everyone Codex to the Moon, yeah, pretty much. So what everyone expected was for High Seas to have a Ranger, and that's super exciting. I can't believe how excited I am for Ranger making a comeback and us hopefully getting one, maybe two more Rangers. I'd really love if LSS gives us like the Arachne treatment in High Seas, and we get, two new assassins, two new rangers, not assassins, two new rangers and stuff. So let's have a quick look on the cards. So the first the actual card we saw was the Sea Monster map, Riptide Meta incoming. Sea Monster map, yellow to yellow, 0 cost instant. That's pretty interesting. Your next arrow attack gains +2. If you have no cards in arsenal, you may banish an arrow from your graveyard. If you do, create an Abyssal Harpoon token in your hand, reload. And the Abyssal Harpoon is this magnificent thing over here. So, which is a 0 cost ephemeral. It's an arrow, unfortunately, for some decks. But probably the Ranger will never lose the bow archetype. That's pretty interesting. With Piercing 2 and go again. So, and we see a sip. We see a freaking sip behind the Abyssal Harpoon. So This card is already insane. I mean, I don't. This card looks like a great staple that the Ranger archetype needed. So, LSS once again, you know, bullseye on a card that will actually push Rangers a bit because they need the love. So, Abyssal Harpoon seems like an interesting mechanic. All I want is a normal weapon. Yeah, I think we finally need. So let's take some time and do some wild guessing before I drink my coffee. We start playing some games. Like the weapon create harpoon for 3 bits or something once per. Then that's. I don't think Vadrahotsipura. I don't think in the concept of the Ranger you are ever going to be playing a deck with infinite arrows. You might need it mechanically, you might like it mechanically, but I don't think ever we're going to get an, you know, an somewhat infinite bow. Neither, but let me copy. Okay. So, Abyssal Harpoon is a really interesting concept. It will really depend if Abyssal Harpoon is simply a mechanic or an archetype. By an archetype, I mean having a lot of cards that generate Abyssal Harpoons rather than you know, having normal arrows, and having a lot of stuff that care about Abyssal Harpoons. That will be pretty interesting. So we have no idea regarding that. Either way, so the question is, will Abyssal Harpoon be, you know, as impactful to the Ranger class as Crouching Tiger is to Ninja, for instance? The more Harpoon hits, the better it gets for you if they make it fluff. If it's an archetype, the more Harpoon hits, the better it gets for you if they make it. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of interesting things they can go for with Abyssal Harpoon. So, yeah, the question is, will Abyssal Harpoon be the Crouching Tiger of Rangers? And to be honest, I think my answer is probably going to be no. What I expect, but again, it's completely, you know, we have no idea how it's going to look like. But what I'm feeling more likely is that there are just going to be some cards that a few times are going to give you Abyssal Harpoons. And Abyssal Harpoon is going to be a new tool for Rangers to attack. So the payoff of using Abyssal Harpoons is being easier for you to run an aggressive deck that can attack more than once, that, you know, can play offensive 5-card hands and stuff without being forced to running a quadrillion buffs and, you know, a bunch of arrows. So it will give a bit more depth in the deck building, hopefully, of the Ranger class. And that seems pretty interesting. I mean, Sim Monster map already has so many implications. So the first thing that came to my mind was that how much powerful would this card be in the New Horizon, like Azalea? In the New Horizon Azalea we used in Warsaw, like literally a year ago. So, I mean, that list for me instantly gets insanely better with simply the addition of this card. And that's pretty interesting. It's a really new great tool for Ranger. So, we'll see. In a few months we will know, but I'm super excited for this set. I'm super excited for High Seas. I'm super excited to see what else they're going to bring us, and hopefully the Ranger class gets some more love. The question is, can I dodge Kano? I mean, the Ranger as a class feels like it's one of those classes that is supposed to have a lot of tools versus wizards. I mean, they have Feign Death, they have Natural Arcane Barrier in a lot of, you know, staple equipment. You know, they have a bunch of hit effects. You know, the non-attacks are always annoying to the wizards. So The fact that Azalea was getting destroyed by Kano, I think it was probably one of my hardest matchups when I was playing Azalea into Warsaw, and I think that a lot of other players felt like this as well, that Kano was a menace to deal with as Azalea. I would like to see more, more tools to be able to play versus Kano, and that's a great tool because it's a yellow that easily can extend for 6. So, super excited. Let's move into some games. So, I haven't made too much drastic changes. We discussed a lot with Sly Knight, with Yanis regarding the list. We get a Bravo. Okay, interesting. So we discussed a little about this list, and we are probably looking to go for a more the traditional build of the deck. And we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this works for us. Running 61 into Bravo. Well, when I'm seeing a Bravo, I'm expecting a fatigue list. So when I'm seeing Bravo, I'm expecting a fatigue list. Still though, I don't think with New you're ever supposed to go above 60 most of the time. I'm not sure about which card to cut because it's a Bravo. Versus Victor, I would probably cut a Chi. Versus Bravo, I feel like that I might need the extra card to be able to mask more. So, Rampart, full equipment. So, they're not using Tunic, which makes me believe that there is a chance they are not 100% fatigue, and apparently they're not. So, since they're running blue attacks, they're probably running a more traditional Bravo with they're probably running a more traditional Bravo. Okay. With blessings, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, since Jarl could run a list like this, I don't see the reason why a list like this wouldn't work for Bravo, but the good thing for us is that apparently they are running a lot of blue attacks, so we simply want to proceed with our game plan. So if we end up in a situation where we want to use equipment, I don't mind losing the 1 value because I think it's way more important right now that I think it's way more important to not get hit by a weird attack. So I like the fact that they use Rampart here because it makes it way easier for me to silence them. Sealed Bass. Okay. Interesting. Unless the attacking hero discards a card. No, I don't think I want to discard a card. So they simply have a yellow blessing, that's somewhat fine. So we paid some life, because they could play around the Siren Skull, we simply have the tempo now. And no life lead. But I don't really mind that. I think I'm going to cast out the Venomous as well. I don't mind dealing the damage. And I want to have my arsenal open since I haven't played any copies of Codex yet. Okay. So they have a blessings in arsenal, which is somewhat annoying. So that means I probably... Maybe I don't want to codex them. I mean, that will most likely ask for a single card and a card to block, and I set up Jestanic. I don't see much value being added for me to play the Codex here. I still keep a card in Arsenal. Yeah, I think I enjoy Surgical as well. The only thing I lose is that it's way more damage attacking with Spider's Bite into CNC, but the fact that I can still, you know, operate with her hand, it's fine. Okay, so they want to keep a hand. That was the worst case scenario for us, the fact that they chose to keep their hand. But now they're out of equipment, and we sacrificed a lot of tempo to do that, but I think if we can sustain an onslaught from Bravo here, I think we're in a good spot. They need to rush us down. I don't love the blessings from their side, but it makes a lot of sense to want to drag the game out. To actually want to be able to play around disruption, actually, not play around town. And Oren asking, why do you not dodge when you see Bravo? Is it not a waste of time? No, I mean, when you're preparing for an event, it's quite important to... Okay. You know, preparing yourself for unknown situations is quite relevant when preparing for a big event. I mean, it will really depend on the list, the running. That inclines me to want to use boots, which I don't mind. The second blue dagger here would work wonders. We've got a Creeping Cross, that's pretty relevant. And we get to see they have one copy of Remembrance and Oasis Blessings. They have a bunch of blue attacks. They have 3 red defense reactions and 3 copies of Oasis. 2 copies of Oasis, 3 Sink Belows, and Staunch Unmovable. 2 copies of red Staunch, Shelter, so they have a lot of defensive tools, so that will be really hard to track down. Staunches and Unmovables. Yeah, I mean, so what we want to do here is playing a worse version of the Fatigue Reiner. If I'm not skipping the Illusionist matchup, should I run Vambrace into new? Yes. I think Vambrace is quite important for not to have access to if you're expecting Enigma. So I've talked about this with Hamish as well a lot, that when we first made the deck tech for the early new, that it makes the deck so much smoother to be able to... It makes the deck so much smoother to be able to have an access to a passive attack reaction every turn. That's super important. So they simply have a pummel, huh? Uh, yeah, okay. I think I can leave Sacred Art for... I mean, Sacred Art right now is super active, though. No, I think I want to try and keep Sacred Art in my hand. That will probably mean I miss. If they don't have a Command and Conquer here, I love my spot. Accidentally left in Sacred Art versus Syndra and wanted to scream yesterday. I'm not so sure it's horrible in the Syndra, though. I'm not sure it's horrible in the Syndra. So they simply have an Oasis, so they're going to pass their next turn as well. So since we know they're going to pass, I think I want to do the silly thing of attacking with Dagger. I want 3 blues to be able to play my Sacred Dart. I did it with another 2 and 2 reds and got hit by a track. Yeah, that's a big problem regarding the Syndra matchup. So in general versus Syndra, I'd probably like to cut a few of the cheese. But Sacred Dart is good because sometimes you can get their daggers. Okay. Unfortunately, we need to get rid of the Sacred Art. That's a common problem that we have. Okay, we finally get the +1. Syndra is a really weird matchup for us. I think if you... From the new perspective, if you have... From the new perspective, if you have committed a lot of cards in... Okay. So if you have committed a lot of cards in the Syndra matchup, I think it's a matchup that's quite favorable. The question is, do you have the room in your deck to actually commit a lot of cards in the Syndra matchup? So the interesting thing about Nu is that, and that's probably the hardest spot to be in when you're playing a somewhat reactive deck into a meta game, is to... is way harder for you to navigate a metagame where you are not 100% what you're supposed to target. The only matchup that scares me with Nu is the mirror. He will die eventually. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, hi there. How are we doing? Yo, what's up, mates? Here, chilling after Clean Monday. Got lots of food and now time for some games. Okay, finally we will get rid of that damn sink below. Perfect. Do I care to keep a bonus of attraction in Arsenal? I think I want to threaten them as much as possible. And... oh, Quicken is nice here. Gauntlets will get rid of our Venomous Bite, but I don't think I mind that. Finally, we're going to activate Mask. Let's put the Bonds in the bottom of our deck. I, most of the time, don't love doing that. But here, our last hand had a bunch of attack reactions. So putting a Bond there as well is not the end of the world. Okay. That's nice. Oh, I think I need to take the 4 here. Let's cast out because apparently they run. They try to fatigue us, so let's maintain some left total. Do you run all the cheese mine the shuffle? I'm trying all of them at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I really have a bad time with the shuffle. It creates a lot of situations where I don't like to shuffle my deck. So currently I'm exactly what you're saying. I'm running every single chi but the shuffle one. I'm did steer the pot. I'm running 6 plus Sacred Dart and Sideboard. I think I'm running one more. I think I'm also running the -1. Okay, stunts. Let's give this go again. Bastion, sure. Okay, let's keep a Living Witness in Arsenal. Count your blessings on top. Let's throw Disable. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of people cutting the -1 as well. You should have healed later, no? Why? What do you mean? Use mask. They don't know you have a second C. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Living a Witness was slightly better. That's true. It's minor, but I think you're technically correct. I think I was supposed to not show the second C until it was relevant. I have my second bond set it up with a bunch of reactions. I don't mind about my third bonds. So let's ask for a card. Because I also wanted to get rid of the blessings from the top of the deck. Oh, the blessing was last round. Sure. CNC and Pummel. Okay, that's good. Hammer perfect. They don't know I'm flooded with D-Reacts. So a really important card in this matchup from the Bravo perspective is actually cleansing, and they're not running cleansing. So I feel like even if we reach this super late second cycle, I think we're in a good spot. Man, I want to play some armory, but I got to learn from my exam from accounting. Yeah, typical problem. But, you know, the good thing with the local games of Flesh and Blood is that there are on seasons and off seasons. So during an off season, it's way easier for you to actually focus on something else. So now that the Artian season is off, if you're not planning of attending to London, so that means your next relevant preparation is going to be at after London for the ProQuest season. Huh. I've put it in the bottom 2 more reactions. I don't think it's easy to trigger bonds here. Let's put it on the bottom. Do I want to get rid of my... Yeah. I think I mainly want to clean my deck and reach a point where I can mask them every turn. When you're playing versus FaB Chaos, you should move the chat so we can see their deck size. That's true. Okay, I can for a bit close the chat. I'm going to play Living Legends Zen for the Skirmish, so Runegate Chain. Yeah, I'm excited for the Skirmish season as well. It's going to be pretty interesting. Oh, they have a crippling, okay. Ah, no Diriak, that's unfortunate. Okay. I think I need not to block here. Fun in January tournament with nice rewards seems a fun break, yeah. I was thinking of playing Living Legend, but I figured the assassins are bad, so I don't have a deck to play. Yeah. There are some really interesting decks, but the problem with the current version of... I can get rid of the levels. Yeah, so the current problem with Living Legend is probably that, you know, Starvo and... I think Starvo is the prime example. I think Starvo with the addition of the lighting suit from Rosetta is actually a bit of a too efficient of a deck. And I think that's a somewhat problem for that. Oh, sorry, undo. So, hopefully at some point they will make Living Legend a much more interesting format. Currently is fun, but it's only fun because Floodgate is number 1. Kenny with Booth Floodgate does not gate. Floodgate is at 1, yeah. We can levels here. I still have D-Reacts in my deck though, so this is a bit sketchy. But I don't need two blues. With a single blue, I'm fine. Oh, perfect. So we can go for draw and buff power. I was thinking that Viscera and Living Legend is strong. Viscera probably is pretty strong as well. Yeah, that's the thing. There are supposed to be very many interesting decks in Living Legend. But from a more competitive standpoint, I think that the Starvo is a bit too far compared to everyone else. And that's a bit annoying. Hey buddy, yo, what's up to Magic? This turn is insane, yeah. Yo, what's up, Kaiku? Nothing really, I'm on holiday, so I chill on the internet while my family is napping. The best part. I reached second cycle already. Ah, let's do the thing, okay? Let's do the thing. Yeah, Kaiko, congrats on the wins, man. What are you banishing for Sacred? They have a tier asunder, but probably it won't work. Because they still have equipment, they still have some big reactions, so I feel like I'm simply going to banish two big attacks in order to have some more damage for the late game. If the game was closer and I was forced to need to take a risk to do something like a tier asunder line, I would probably go for the tier asunder. But right now I feel like we have a decent advantage. But right now I'm on the mode that I don't want to lose. I don't need to win. Currently I just need not to lose. And how I can lose is getting a hand in a few turns with a quadrillion cheese and having nothing to threaten their life total with. Oh, free cranial. Let's play the free cranial. Did you swap blue infects with blue pick compared to your RTN list? I was already running infects in the RTN. So okay, perfect hand. So the next hand from this is the hand with bonds. So I'm simply going to Codex, and I think I want to leave no witness. No, I think I want to keep his. No, I need to play leave no witness. Not prognosis. My next hand has... Oh, they fetched the Spinal Cross. My next hand has Bonds of Agony, so I simply want to break their turn here. That was super greedy from them. They force my hand now, which I don't love. But I don't want to get hit by Crippling. Cosmic. I mean, still here it's horrible for them. Oh, a debilitate. Casual 7, go again. And that's the problem regarding Bravo. I mean, if you want to bring Bravo in a tournament, I guess you want to somewhat target Nu as well. So I don't think you can actually run a bunch of 6 blue power attacks. Yeah, okay. They saw the writing on the wall. My turn was probably going to be something like Prognosis, Overpitch for the dagger, a second Prognosis, but I don't think they had, you know, the cards to ever play. So, yeah, that's the thing. If you want to run Bravo in this format, I'm guessing, and you want to target Nu, I don't think you can afford to run the good blue cards. And that's a huge problem regarding your deck building decisions. So that's somewhat of a problem. I think Guardians will be in a quite rough spot. That's I.O. I think Guardians will be in quite a rough spot until we get the Mastery set. Not so much because... No, not so much because of the card pool or the power level, but mainly because you don't have many deck building options, and currently many decks tackle you many different ways. Do I want to switch anything? No. I can run one more Transcend. Yeah, let's go with the Venomous. Remove Chi and Fatigue, Big Brain. Yeah, pretty much. So, they are running a 71 card deck. Assassin again. My local had a similar list on my last 13, but into Nu he was playing Anethos, yeah. I think if you want to play Fatigue Bravo, that means you should completely cut the blue attacks and simply run a full suit of cards that Nu cannot interact with. But if you want to play a Tempo Bravo, I think you need to run something like Cleansing. I think that 3D is better than Bravo because his blue based is better. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you specifically want to target Nu, I also agree that probably Jarl is much better. And he has more options, yeah, that it's way easier to build a deck where you can, if you want to tackle Nu with Jarl compared to Bravo. But that's my problem regarding, not my problem, because the problem with Bravo currently is that if you want to run Bravo, why do you want to run Bravo? Do you want a better matchup into Assassins and stuff? Play Jarl. You want a better matchup into the aggressive decks? Play Victor. So, Bravo is in a rough spot currently. And if you break Mask early, you have a chance, a slim one though. Yeah, I mean, Jarl with Sledge and hitting you every turn for 6 when you're playing as Nu, and at some point losing some tempo to set up and get your mask. You know, it's not the most silly thing I've ever heard in my life. Boom boom. Boom boom boom. By the way, Macvag, today you're supposed... Oh, calamaracha. Okay, so seafood, not meat. Yeah, you're not supposed to eat meat today. You're supposed to be eating seafood. Celebria player, I agree. Are they DC'd or are we DC'd? Let's give them one more minute. He gives me might and vigor tokens, which is nice. Levia Victor is such an interesting matchup. I mean, sometimes I've played games where I feel like Levia is super favored into the Victor matchup, and I've played a lot of games as Victor where I'm like, oh no, I'm favored as Victor to do things. But in all honesty, probably it's a close matchup either way. What's not close? It's an 80-20 Levia favored matchup. Oh no. Oh no. It started. FK Idas. Oh, Sly Knight, you god. You even have a sideboard for a Celio. Weakest is fine. I don't think I want this many Diriacts. Do I want Sacred Art? Nah. Do I want Spreading Plague? Nah. Do I want Siren's Call? Nah. Let's roll. Your victors are hostage. Well, in all honesty, the problem with this type of matchups is that not enough games are being played in, realistically. And the game can roll pretty favored from either way. Probably we should try and set up looking. That's the reason why I only like one copy of looking in these types of decks, because it's not as easy. That's the reason I cutted the third copy of looking from my decks. It's so annoying when this happens. Victor wins 55% of his classes on average, and that's not enough against the tentacular powerhouses. Well, if you play a Victor deck that's focused on classes, you have about 15 to 17 misses. And by miss, I mean you completely lose. That's the 6 classes, 3 pummels, 9, 3... Sorry. 3 pummels, the 6 classes, 3 visit the Goldmine estate. Perfect hand. Perfect hand. So I wouldn't say he has a 55% chance of winning the classes. That's what I'm getting at. It's way harder when the opponent also has a lot of cards, but the thing with Levia is that they don't have insane numbers either. I even won against a Victor that won 90% of his classes just because I hit him so hard that he can come back. And Levia is playing like 15 non-6 plus, and there's 600 plus there are at least 3 attacks. I wonder how Victor is into Syndra. So last week, oh, by the way, I forgot to Mitch Azek, you're a god. Perfect hand, perfect hand, perfect hand. So, we won a gem pack with Victor last week, and I finally got my boxes from Hunted. Can you guys see that? No, yeah. I got my boxes from Hunted, so the lose game open pack is still up, and let me open, where's that? It should be on Twitch. Manage requests. So crack a pack is back on the menu. Crack a pack is back on the menu, but please don't make me broke. I only have a case to open on a stream. So yeah. Okay. So, Mitch, what I was getting at was that I played into Syndra as Victor. I honestly brought no respect for her because I feel like it's already a good matchup, and it was close because I was running no cards to respect Syndra. With cards that respect Syndra, I think it's not impossible, but hard for you to lose. It's probably one of the reasons why you want to play Victor. And I think with Syndra, it's a big part that people aren't used to block into Syndra. I'm counting myself into that as well. That sometimes it's really hard to navigate how you need to block. Are they running no attacks? Are they that bad of a person? I can get should I get a sigil of conductivity or a sigil of lighting? Should I banish a sigil of conductivity or a sigil of lighting? Sigil of conductivity will give me one more prevention. Sigil of lighting will help me be more aggressive. I feel like because I'm running a lot of D reacts, it won't be easy for me to have a full. I think I want to get the sigil of conductivity. Levy average power is 4.57. Meanwhile, Victor average power is 4.51. So my stats are on average. Why we haven't seen in Arsenal? Haven't we learned we don't Arsenal D-reacts against Wizards? Well, I'm playing around the fact that they are playing the most popular Auxilio list, and the most popular Auxilio list needs to attack you. So realistically, I don't think we will never be able to use the sync below, because most of the time is somewhat in our favor if we don't let our life drop too low. And finally we are free of these bonds. I think I want to sync away the pick to pieces. No, that's a bit too greedy. Let's simply sync the... Ah. Okay. Syndra Bunch list can be a pain in the ass for Victor, but the most played Syndra list is Mask of Momentum Redliner. I agree. They are gaslighting us Victor players. Get used to it, man. Come on. We never had an opportunity to sign. Which looks Victor favored, yeah. So in Syndra defenses, the player I played against wasn't the most seasoned Flesh and Blood player. He was somewhat new, but I mean, again, with taking into consideration the fact that it was not running any respect, that's why I feel like that maybe the matchup is somewhat to Victor's favored. Well, the thing is that if Victor classes 3 times in the first 5 turns of the game, it's an insane deck. Eight Arcane, that's funny. Should we take... I think I'm going to prevent stuff. Nah, let's take the 8. Play the horse, not the mount. I'll respect you a lot more. Why aren't people playing Fang? Is there a specific reason? So, Fang is... not probably. Fang is the weakest of the Haunted Heroes. I think we agree. Unless Kaiku is still in the chat. Kaiku is probably the biggest believer in the Fang Dream. First of all, I think there hasn't been any good Fang list that can show why you should play Fang, actually. And probably the reason is when you're bringing Warrior to a tournament, and that means you are you care about the frailties, you have some very specific, interactions, the very fast decks, you don't love that. So Warrior brings a very specific archetype to the table. So the problem, I think from the Assassin perspective, the biggest reason why I can see why Warrior players don't want to bring Fang is that you're bringing the only Warrior, literally the only Warrior that I can beat with Nu. Olympia Decimator, instant concede. Dory Hatchets, almost instant concede. Kasai, almost instant concede. So why bring Fang at the end of the day? So, can you beat Enigma? You have a better chance compared to Dory and Kasai, but do you still feel confident into Enigma? Probably not. Do you... Funks like Hexagore. If you get online quickly, you're an insane hero. If not, oh well. Yeah. So, I can agree to the argument that Funk is undervalued. I think I agree with that. Yo, what's BBD Bo? Thanks for the follow, mate. Welcome. We banished the Comet Storm, so let's get rid of the spell. I can see that point, but I also don't know what he's bringing to the table, and that's my biggest problem. That smells like channel, but I don't think we can fight it. Do I prefer to CNC or surgical hiss them? I think I prefer to CNC. Imagine if we had the boots up. Imagine. That's super annoying. Never Arsenal react. Come on, guys, we need to Arsenal some cards actually. We give him another turn with channel here, and that's annoying. Oh no, the pain is happening. Return gone in a flash, sure. Gone in a flash for 7. They have a quadrillion action points. They will have a quadrillion action points. So do I take? It's their turn. It's their turn. Let's see another instant first. Okay. I saw in a few lists that people are playing Poison the Well. I like to see when they play it into new, and only life gain I have is sigils. Well, a few months back, the list. A few months back, the Blessings new was quite popular, so a lot of people are still running this list, and I think that a lot of new players kept playing the Blessings new list, which I don't think makes a lot of sense to me. Because the reason you wanted to play that list was to counter Brutes and Florians, but Brutes and Florians currently are not a part of the metagame. Ian 517666, thanks for the follow. So gone in a flash with go again. Don't play as another channel. Okay. Fair. That will deal us some damage, I think. I think I need to take this. I mean, I'll get rid of the quadrillion cards from their hand. Or should I go all in on the fatigue game plan? I take 5. Happy clean day. Thanks for the follow. Happy clean day, Ian. Um, we take 5, and that's probably another 6. Do they have another mind warp? If they have another mind warp, I don't think we have much of a decision. No, they don't. So that looks like a comet storm. So that's like another 5 plus another 8. We get 13 down to 8. And then we ask for... We get 13 down to 8. And then we ask for 3 cards. So do I want to take 12 damage to get rid of 3 of their cards? 1, 2, 3. And they will get a 1 card hand. They will get a 2 card hand. The other question is, if I block 5 here and a 3 from the arcane, that means I take 5, I go down to 15. If I go down to 15 with 17 cards, can they actually kill me? Maybe they can from 15. Can they kill me from 15? Yeah, okay, let's... I think I would block here. I think it was better to block here, but since they didn't have the spell, then it's fine. I don't know what's this bias against playing your cards. What does playing your cards mean? I don't want to play my cards. I want my opponent not to play his cards. Their cards. I don't remember if we have a Chi though afterwards. I don't think we have a Chi. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so Erase Face currently sits on the same slots for the Arcane Barrier. And I don't know if I want to respect more the decks that care about Erase Face, or if I want to respect more the decks that... care about AB. Because I could also trim down the Enigma sideboard for the same reasons. But I don't think that's a good idea. Probably good up, gotta go. Thanks for dropping by to Magic. Adi, what's up, Electrum? How are the games today? Just chilling with Nu. I should do the adult thing and... I should probably do the adult thing and start preparing for London like a normal person. So that means we will be playing a lot of assassin games. I think I want to buff. Nah. Do they have an electromagnetic in their deck left? One. Simply one electromagnetic has been played. I'm buffing. How do you bring to London? This pretty gal. I have been playing Assassin since Mistvale, and Assassin feels like is probably in the best spots that she has been. And by Assassin I mean no. So I don't see any reason for me not wanting to bring her. Yeah. To be honest, I really wanted to play Arachne. I've started to believe more and more into the Sunflower Samurai mindset of always trying to play something outside the meta. So I'd love to play something that people are not over prepared for, but currently I don't see the reason why would I want to do that. I feel Nu is greatly positioned. I know that a lot of people are going to target her, which makes a lot of sense. But I don't love my other options like Arachne and stuff. I could potentially consider Enigma, but a lot of illusionist players as well are like, you know, they don't love the position they're in either. Do I want Secret Dart? Are you telling me you're bringing Shrek to London? Yes, so that's the thing. I would love to play something that people are not super expecting, but I don't love my options currently. That's the thing. And it's quite silly that I have been playing Nu since Mistvale, and now that she's considered a top dog, Sweet's a hero. You know, if for some reason RTN week 4 drops by later today and, you know, there are top deck of the meta is Prism with, 40% of the wins. Second, deck of the week is Enigma with 25% of the wins, and the rest are, in the garbage bin. Then maybe I could consider switching decks, but I can't really see that happening. I mean, there is still a huge variety of aggressive decks. And, you know, Syndras and Auroras and stuff. So I wouldn't love to bring Enigma into this type of field. To be honest though, that's always what the field looks like. That's always what the field looks like. I mean, there are always, you know, the top aggressive decks, there are always a bunch of them. Kasai thoughts. So, yeah, that's the thing I was telling with Kasai earlier. I mean, the Sunflower Samurais did like a tier list a few days back, and they had Kasai actually pretty high, which gave me some thoughts regarding the deck. But the problem I have with Kasai is that you're pretty much conceding the matchup into Enigma. And can you do that? Are you expecting these? Are you not expecting Enigma to show? I mean, and probably my second problem with Kasai is how good, how confident do you feel in the Aurora matchup? I mean, I'd love to get some feedback from an experienced Warrior player into an experienced Aurora player, and having an actual feedback that, you know, and the Kasai player saying that, okay, I have a chance. It's not as bad as it sounds. I actually have a chance. If that's the case, then she's a deck. If that's not the case, losing to two of the top 5 decks is never a good spot to be in. I don't have much experience in either Kasai nor Enigma, but I thought Resin Army could fix that matchup with domination. So the problem with the Enigma into any warrior pretty much is that Enigma at the earlier stage of the game will trade life in order to do her unfair things and set up, and by the time she's set up, you can no longer leak damage. There is literally no way for you to leak damage after the Enigma has snowballed the board. And because most of the effects that warriors care about are on hit, you don't have a great option of how you can't raise an army. You need to have like 3 golds before they start setting up a board. And another huge problem is that because Enigmas currently are expected to face Syndra, they're running 15 defense reactions. Can you confidently say, from the Kasai perspective, that you will be able to snowball the game out of their control versus a deck that runs 15 defense reactions? 15 plus. I mean, I'm only saying about the good ones, like the 4 block ones and the blue ones that block for 3. Because I'm expecting every Enigma in the Pro Tour to run these 15 cards. So from the Kasai perspective, can you ever instantly get ahead in this game when the opponent is running these much of a defense reactions, you know? And that's another problem. It's not like you're playing versus Guardian that, you know, the extra card of Guardian most of the time is an attack and most of the time wants to be used as block. The extra card from Enigma is a blue that they can either use to make a shield or attack you with Phantasmaclasm. So you won't get the value from your sabers from as Kasai, and that's a problem. Dorinthia is a bit different, to be honest. Dorinthia has to be a bit different. Oh, I hate this matchup. I hate this matchup. Yeah, Dorinthia is a bit different because sometimes you can just kill them for some reason. Because, you know, hit and run sometimes simply gives you 6 value because they have this weird hand and you actually get paid off running hit and run. And you play with 4 cards aggressively almost every single turn. No flick knives, I love that. Oh, you mean hatchet dory? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Don't Bleed Dorinthia is a completely different discussion, but currently I think Don't Bleed Dorinthia is strictly a weaker deck. Don't Bleed destroys Syndras though, that's true. Do you want to trade a card for a damage? Do I want to trade a card for damage? Do I want to trade a card for damage? Do I want to trade a card for damage? I do. This game won't go to fatigue. Donblit has a much better matchup into Syndras, I agree on that. Pop. Or pop. My speculation when it comes to heists is that we will have a mechanic connected to gold, because there must be a reason why cash in was banned. I agree. I think that a gold mechanic makes a lot of sense in the pirate set. But I also think that Cassin would probably ending up creating problems even with the current pool of cards. I mean, anything that draws two with not a lot of restrictions is really hard to navigate through from the LSS perspective. I mean, imagine Aurora, the combo list of Aurora simply running 2 copies of Cassin. That could be a 3 attack turn. Let's cast in the arms. Don't let destroy Syndra. Yeah. Casting was disgusting Viscera as well. We just didn't have the chance to try. That's true. I don't want to trade. I want to be aggressive. Spinning wheel tick for 5. That's ultra annoying. But I think I want to take 5 again. Oh, I still have blocked for 3 maybe. That means I can open with a beckoning mislead now. Not really. That means I arsenal a horrible card. Why am I playing so bad? Let's dagger. My body's ready for Heis's Mechanologist. That seems pretty likely. Lore-wise. That seems pretty unlikely, thinking that it's going to be a draftable set. So I have no idea. We know that Heis has a danger. And even though that leak that happened... A Ranger, okay. Even though that leak that happened, Are they really trying to outrace me? They are trying to outrace me. Wow. I don't think I block. I don't think I block. Take the 2 card 9 and cry. Yeah, doesn't want to block much into no. Yo, what's up, Scowling? Asim, it's a pretty good strategy. Okay. Cut through Pete's mouth. I mean, I got their blues. Oh, wait, we don't have ban and restricted announcement this week? Not yet. So let's silence first. Let's see what we're working with. Okay. Wow. Like a god. Do I still... I don't have a leave no witness. So I banished... What? Oh, Command and Conquer was banned, so they simply have a blue in their hand. Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, Mitch, we have Prognosis. It comes later today. Like, much later. Like in 7 hours or something. Leave no witness is somewhat irrelevant. I don't want to give them tempo. Yeah, screw that. I'm not giving them tempo. Do I need to use the boots? Not really. So, yeah. Bonds into leave. I think that's the line, yeah. Bum. Okay. Poison the well. Erase face gives them a 1/2, 1/6. Cut through. I can prevent the second dagger. Second dagger cut through. Maybe I can lose a card, remove the erase, removes the whelming, doesn't accomplish much. Whelming is the only one that blocks for 3 though. So they dagger with 1 card, I block with boots, and then they need to play a raise phase, which I don't really care about. Yeah, let's raise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 D-React still in the deck. Okay. Let's try this again. That's perfect. Oh my freaking god, that's perfect. Oh. We need to give them a turn because the raise phase here is actually annoying. I still have 1 more attack reaction. And next turn I will have Tunic and Mask. I love the fact that they're blocking. Perfect. And not so perfect. I think I take 1. I can prevent the Mask since I have 1 less card. I really just don't want to get hit by a Command and Conquer. We can't Bonds and that's really bad here. The game has slowed down, no! Come on, give me a C, give me an attack reaction, and don't play CNC. Play defense reaction, yes! Okay. Game! I've seen only 1 Codex. Bond Sirens, yeah, that's the line. I think we simply pass then. I have in arsenal a looking, so I can pitch a blue. I can pitch a blue dagger. I do have a silver, right? I do have a silver. I shouldn't have daggered. I'm messing up! I'm doing silly lines! So I need to keep a 2-card hand, and one of them needs to be a codex. Perfect, perfect. Where are the codexes? The world's famous Leon hand, yeah. No. Game! Okay, next time they have a CNC, so they're going to help me out get rid of my arsenal. Okay. That's 3. No, I don't have the mask. So prognosis is actually better. Do I open with dagger? No. Dagger, prognosis, no. So hopefully we ask for 2 more cards, we negate the Kodatsus, and hopefully we get to play another Codex next turn. Yes, you could block the CNC and went for 10 value bonds out of Codex by discarding the G. Block with the CNC with which cards? If I blocked 6, my arsenal would be stuck with just a nick. Yeah, that was the problem. If we didn't have the Chi and had a random 3 block, we could do so much cuter stuff. Okay, what's that? Dagger, prognosis, and levels of enlightenment. Dagger. That means I should start with levels draw. But I don't. I want to give Guardian to prognosis. But I still have D-reacts. I can get the prognosis to 5 though. I can get the prognosis to 5. At least that means we ask for an extra card. Which is a D react, okay. Do I go down to 1? I don't think Bonds of Attraction accomplishes anything. It's an extra blue though. Ah, maybe it does. They had a shelter, come on. Somehow they didn't see any D-reacts in the first 4 turns of the game while beating my... Okay, we're still opening a gem pack there. Good game either way. So let's see if we get anything special. I have no idea which card even is special. Oh, Smoke Out. That's nice. One is foil, one is not. And I got one more card for the drag. That's Kano and the Judge, right? Do you have packs to open? Yes. Yes, I do. Crack a pack. Okay, let's go. Pam pam. Para pa pam. Dory. Okay. Let's see. So we have a token and a token. Have you seen Nick's Butcher? EBTT Irodic? No. What's EBTT? Did we get anything? Oh, foil Serpent Senses. Even bigger than that, yeah, okay. Dawnblade. The Prognosis, do things, Prognosis, yeah, okay. Haha. Haha. That's all you got is cheating. No. Do we have a list? Do you have a link for the list? Supremacy. That's not happening. Into unshift. Okay. It doesn't have a sideboard. Let's check this out. Did he manage to win an RTN with that? Oh, FaB champion. So dual threat the deck, huh? Seems interesting. That's a 60 card list. It was in a demonstrative match in Arsenal Pass video, okay. And that's the problem with Don't Lead Dorinthia. You are a bit too much of a fair deck. Seems like a nice list. I really do like the trying to abuse more dual threat, and even bigger than that works insanely with Snuts. I guess their main targets are E-Strike and Snuts would be my guess, but sometimes you can do cute stuff with Command and Conquer and stuff. Biting Breezer also makes the chain link longer. Does it in the hand and banished zone? Also makes dual threat easier. Yeah, that's interesting. Total long, okay. Yeah, tak. Yeah, let's get rid of hit and run. One snug. Only one snug, okay. So they have a Blade Flurry and the Commando thinking, so we just take some damage. Or they pop the boots. A good spot to pop the boots. So now we will give them their first counter. What matchups do you dream the chin number and which are you cutting? Apart from Das.io, I don't think I want to trim anywhere else. Lol, silly. Yeah, apart from Das.io, I don't think I want to trim any cheese. And probably you want to always leave the better ones, like the go again, the +1 and the heal. You should probably never cut them. And the specialization only gets in when it's relevant to banish opponent's cards, or you want to be really aggressive. They had a Blade Flurry, right? Okay. If their turn cycle is 4 pass, I'm fine. I'm fine with 3 card 4. Alino knew till Living Legend, until we see high seas at least. I think on high seas I might want to tinker a bit until we figure out the new meta game. But for London, I'm definitely bringing new. If we do well and get a chance to compete in World this year, that's half a year from now. So I have no idea. But yeah, I really enjoy playing new. I don't think we will have MST at Worlds. Hot take time. Ooh. Yorgos enjoys sea winning, it seems, apparently. Yeah, winning is a really interesting part of Flesh and Blood. Very enjoyable. I could have maybe did the double levels of enlightenment. I'm not playing well. I feel like I'm a bit tired. I had 3 hit and runs in the banish. I'm not playing well. These turns should have been levels of enlightenment, pass over something relevant, activate pass over, quick glint, or pass over the +1. They actually played around the Venomous, nice. But they no longer had Arsenal, so it wasn't really relevant. Let's say I don't play new. What deck would you recommend for London? Prism. Either Prism and Enigma, I think, are greatly positioned. Actually, that's a mistake. I think the best deck to play in London, the strongest deck in London is going to be Aurora. Yeah. The strongest deck in London is probably Aurora currently, in the current meta game. The only problem I see with Aurora is for someone not wanting to play the mirror matches or not wanting to play versus a matchup that everyone is going to be over prepared for, which has a lot of, that makes a lot of sense. If you don't want to play No and you don't want to play Aurora, I'd probably, if you're an illusionist player, I feel like Prism is in a really great spot. How about Zen? I feel like Zen currently is probably on the weakest side of the aggressive decks. Mainly because... should I Dagger? No. Mainly because you do everything compared to the other aggressive decks slightly weaker. I mean, do you want to target Enigma? Syndra does that better. Do you want to be an overall, aggressive deck? Aurora does that better. So why are you playing Zen? Do you want a better matchup with Nu? Ira does better in that. So why are you bringing Zen? Okay. I did 2 events this weekend playing Prism, and I started playing here 5 days ago. Yeah, Prism is really strong right now. I've never played Illusionist. Yeah, okay, that's probably going to be a completely new thing to tackle. If you want to play a deck that will stay around for some time, I think Aurora is a great pick. If you don't want to play Aurora, Syndra would probably be the second best choice for that. Enigma is pretty decent too, I agree. I think the last version of Viserai before Hillel was a stronger version even. What do you think? I mean, obviously you're not saying with Rosetta, right? With Skelletta, okay? Do I bonds here? Yes. Even better with than Skelletta. So the Skelletta was a bit degenerate, so I don't know if you can say stronger. Stronger is actually pretty weird. Because how do you compete the two decks? Viscera was stronger overall. There is, no saying in that. Viscera is stronger right now. Was, in the last season compared to the Skeletor one. But the thing with the Skelletta Viscera was that sometimes the opponent just didn't get to play the game. Because you simply did so degenerate stuff. So I think it's a bit different. Disagree on Ira versus Nu is better than Zen. Disagree that Ira versus Nu is better than Zen. From the Nu perspective, I always prefer to face Zen compared to an Ira. I think Ira is by far my worst ninja. Mm. FaB needs more control decks right now. New Living Soon and Guardian totally irrelevant. I think Boss and I agree 100%. I think the Ice Mage archetype is probably why everyone feels that way, me included. I think the Ice Wizard archetype is fundamental to the competitive scene of Flesh and Blood. If you could design a hero for the game, how would it be? That's an interesting question. I don't think I've thought about that. So my itch would be probably to do something like I'd probably want to mess around with talents. I find talents way too interesting. So I'd love to try and brainstorm around a hero tailored to an old talent, like a Shadow Warrior or something like that. Guardian is not so bad anymore after Viserai left. He beats Sagros, loses to Enigma and no. Siana, I'd love Siana. Siana is probably my favorite hero in the game. Zenu is tough. A good Zen can do if it doesn't draw good, but it's really hard. Class playstyle, etc. So I'd love to design something that's fundamentally somewhat different compared to the traditional archetypes. I think that's my answer. Or if I could come in with a completely unique concept. Okay, if I could come up with a complete unique concept, I'd love something like a shifting weapon, a shifting class. I mean, we've seen that in a bunch of different archetypes. That apart, maybe something that they want Olympia to do to switch equipment during the game, but something along the lines of a switch stance type of hero. Or maybe to be more accurate, an invoker type of hero from the Dota. I'd love to design something on that concept. Mario is control. Yeah, I mean, Marionette is probably one of the most aggressive assassins, though. So I wouldn't tag him as a defensive strategy. At least he's not supposed to be a defensive strategy. Like Mario, but with weapons. Yeah, but maybe a warrior. You know, like having a spear, having like having this singleton weapon that switches forms, something like that. Or again, something like, you know, a wizard like invoker or something. You know, like setting up different elements on the board, and next turn your spells are completely different, you know, depending on what elements are currently active. Mario is like a fair and more fun, I agree. I don't think that Arachne is pretty strong, but I think we don't see it simply because of how insanely powerful Nu is currently. Shadow Warrior play reaction from the bunny, so that would be pretty cool as well. Only aggro assassin I think is sleepy, so like better Dromai. Well, I think Mitch, I think regarding the gameplay, I think Marionette tries to do exactly what. Oh, I messed up. No, I messed up. Why did I die here? Yeah, so I think Marionette wants to play the exact play pattern of Sleepy. Attack every turn. Pum, pupurururum, pupurururum, purum, purum, tururururu, tuturururu. Yo, what's up? Les Royames Deskeia. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Tuturururu, tuturururu, turuturu, tururururu, tuturururu. Blue Dagger. Oh, let's play Embolden first. Embolden, haha. Beckoning Mistblade. If you're attacking with a weapon, this chain link. Okay, so I need to play Provoke now. Okay. So hit and run. Nah, I shouldn't have hit and run. Hit and run. Trot along. Bonds. Okay. Hit and run. Leave no witness. First thing I ever saw of Yorgos in the FaB back in the day was Pitch Heart of Yandel to triple illuminate chain. The good old days. Icelander and Dromai went, yeah, I mean, we really need back Islander and Dromai. Dromai needs to be slightly refined. I'd love to see Dromai being able to play more with the big dragons. And Dromai, I wouldn't mind here exactly as he was, but I think they won't do that. I don't think LSS will ever bring a same hero back. We've only lost it a single game today. We will never open these booster boxes. Luckily for us, Alex is not here to get our boosters. There are 5 people in the Runaways draft. Should we do a draft? There are 5 people. If we join, we will only need 2 more. Yeah, okay, let's do a draft. She would still be good if she had the same weapon with Prism, but Dragonic. So the first Dragonic and the first Dragon attack you attack its turn gets Guardian if you've played a red or something. Or if you pitch a red. That could be interesting. But that's an easy fix for LSS. LSS most of the time does the wildest thing possible. Favorite set so far, all aspects of it, design, gameplay, artwork. So I think one of the coolest moments ever had to be the Mistvale teasers. That was insane. The Mistvale teasers were super ultra fun. Apart from that, I think my favorite draft had to be Rosetta, to be honest. Because every game was a fatigue game. Regarding design and heroes, the Rosetta heroes felt a little bit underwhelming. So I can't say Rosetta is my favorite set. Haunted is pretty interesting, but I don't love most of the classes. I mean, the Dagger archetype felt cool, but it's not the aspect of warrior I enjoy. And Syndra currently feels like there are not many ways to build her, and I was a bit sad that Fi didn't get much support because I love to play Fi. Regarding older sets, I think Outsiders was also pretty cool. But again, I don't love the Ninja class. Ninja class is not one of my most favorites. So I'd say overall it has to be Rosetta. Even though the heroes didn't feel too powerful. I'm between Rosetta and Mistvale, I think. Between Rosetta and Mistvale. I mean, if you move away the fact that maybe, you know, the Mistvale was a bit too powerful because it's really hard to design a class and an archetype to do more with the most powerful resource of the game, which is the blue resource, which was really easy for them to miss. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that, you know, it's really easy to miss that. It was exactly what happened with Highlander back in the day. So I think I'm between Mistvale and Rosetta, and I think I lean towards Mistvale more, to be honest. I like Mistvale design so far the most, I agree. Draft was nice, the gameplay was shit, full arcade decks were very non-interactive and you either had enough prevention life, you know, or you died. Yeah, but that was the interesting part. I mean, I felt in Rosetta Draft, I felt like I had interesting choices up to the third booster. While Haunted feels a lot like when the moment you pick a hero, you honestly don't care what cards get pass in front of you. Bright Lights for sure. Bright Lights, I got really sad, guys. I mean, we did an amazing preparation for Bright Lights. I mean, George, the deck we came up with, I mean, it was a common deck. It's not like we invented the wheel or something, but the drafting strategy we had for World Championship Barcelona was really great, was really good. And I'm really sad that they never managed to get into day 2 in that event because of draft. Because I never managed to draft the archetypes we had prepared for. Are you going into a draft? Yeah, I mean, there are 7 people currently, so we only need one more. So let's do a draft for a happy closure in the stream. And so today we didn't play any rock decks. Maybe we'll do tomorrow. I'm still at work, I could have joined. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how easy it is to kick off drafts thanks to the Runaways. What a cool group of people. Yeah, so tomorrow after we have the new pie to discuss, I gotta go learn. See you tomorrow. Have fun studying, mates. Thanks for dropping by. So tomorrow after we will have access to the new pie chart regarding to how well did the decks do yesterday and the weekend. So we could potentially play some of the decks that we find interesting regarding why they perform well or bad. So I think currently the biggest dark horse for everyone has to be Vincent. I think Vincent and Verdance are the decks everyone is really paying close attention to because they had some success, but now that Viserai is no longer bullying them, can they actually pull off their numbers? Can they actually pull on their weight? But regarding the LSS and heroes, it's so interesting that in most games I really like to fantasize about a lot of things, but LSS keeps me so full regarding that aspect that whenever a new set comes out or whenever a new archetype comes down, it gives me so much things to do. So I get I get a bit full with the new stuff from LSS. I think LSS has really managed to give us new stuff every now and then in a quite an interesting rate. If you have the power to instantly make a deck that doesn't see any play good, what would that be? Oh, it's really easy for me to get into the Guardian mindset and probably help Betsy a lot, but I think conceptually the deck I miss most not being relevant in the metagame has to be Dawnblade Dorinthia. It's really it's really not sad. It's really I can't think of the correct word. So currently the biggest skill check from classes to a newer player is assassin. So when you're playing into an assassin, it really tests your knowledge about the game and how much actual in-depth game knowledge you have. And it's really sad for me that that's not Dorinthia's job. I mean, I would really love Dorinthia Dawnblade to actually be at least at the level of, lower A tier decks. And for her to actually being there and always presenting the opponent with the questions of, do you know how to block? Do you know how to play around my attack reactions? Can you actually think through which attack reaction I have? And παρακαλώ. It was James White, guys. We got busted. The next hero design is Shadow Warrior. As I did who played a lot of Dorinthia, I don't really have any idea why you like Dawnblade. Also, yeah, what I only wanted to do, Arachne does way better. Yeah, and that's the thing, and new pretty much. Arguably, if you want to play a deck that actually revolves around weapons attack, play Arachne. That's the sad part. That's what I'm saying. That Dorinthia had such a unique concept and a cool concept, and it never got fully developed. I can see from the LSS perspective that if Dorinthia becomes too powerful, it will be completely obnoxious for the community and for the players. I can totally see that. But the thing is that, Nu is currently that deck. Nu is currently the deck that's like, if I draw well, you don't get to play the game. So, from a very weird perspective, but sometimes that's the feedback you get when you're playing into Nu. But that should be Dorinthia's job. That should be, oh, you also had that attack reaction, you also had that attack reactions. If it was up to me, I would print cards like Kiss of Death for the warrior class, attack actions that are also weapon attacks. That would be pretty cool. And probably that's definitely a design we will see in the future. I mean, what they tried with bolting, I think they can totally try as well with another warrior that actually has attacks that are weapon attacks. Maybe that's the archetype of a polyarm. Maybe at some time, hopefully sometime, we get a Greek-themed base warrior with a shield and a spear. And there are spear attacks, and the spear is something that you just throw once. The activate of the spear is something you simply throw once, and you simply run attacks in your deck. That would be pretty cool. Imagine an axe attack action, yeah. That would be pretty cool, actually. There is a player missing. They said they had a problem with internet. They'll be right back. Let's close the chat as well. Can we call James? What you just said was the coolest warrior concept ever. Throw the spear, put out Xyphos. Yeah, I mean, and it's a bit unfortunate that Olympia already has these types of cards. Hopefully they won't mind. Hopefully LSS won't bind the bring from inventory equipment only to Olympia as a warrior archetype. So hopefully getting a warrior with a spear and a shield, and you block with the shield, it gets destroyed, you throw the spear or you attack with your cards bands, and then you draw your sword now, and that would be pretty cool. Pantheon from League of Legends, pretty much. Exactly. But not so generic ancient Greek macho. There are literally two Greek concept designs in MOBAs, and one of them is Pantheon and the other one is Mars. And both of them are the random generic macho guy with a helmet. Come on, guys. Brad Pitt at some point did Achilles. Can we design an Achilles based around on a more elegant concept? Okay, let's go. Oh, someone joined, left. What happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So compared to other card games, what Flesh and Blood does pretty well, but I'd love to see becoming even better, is the narrative being created during gameplay. I think that's one of the things that, if Flesh and Blood level ups on that aspect, I think the game will be a 12 out of 10. The game is already an 11 out of 10, so if they pull that off as well, it will be a 12 out of 10. And what I mean is that, so I have more stories regarding that and more experience from the LGSs, no, LCGs from Fantasy Flight, where the concept is that during gameplay, things occur that actually somewhat create a narrative. You know, they create a narrative you can follow while playing. And Flesh and Blood does that a lot, but the cards don't sometimes pack that much sense into them. So, oh, how did you win this game? I won this game because I had a well-timed codex and then disrupted them, and then I played bonds. So this creates a narrative that's interesting. No, don't leave. So that would be something pretty interesting from the LSS part, to get more, cards that actually create like a storyline. And I can totally see, them working towards that. I think, and that's why I love the company, because it feels like they are really trying to achieve that, because I think that's one of the most interesting parts about card games. The whole thing with the demons, the legendary demons that, creates a narrative. Oh, Vincent managed to summon her demon and, something happened. Breaking Chaos. Yeah, Breaking Chaos, thanks for the follow. Murloc Hill, yeah, cards like that actually create or, push a narrative, or, I mean, another game, but it's completely different, because what I'm about to talk about is a board game, which is way easier to pull that off in a board game. So there is this board game called Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, the card game, I think. And the concept is, so you move through some steps. The gameplay mechanics don't really matter here, but the concept is that these really interesting moments where, oh, you're in Moria and the shadow player brings the Balrog and something bad happens, but you had the counter, you had the card, you used Aragorn to get away from Moria, and it created this narrative where Balrog fought Aragorn in the Moria, and you managed to, move away, and you were getting chased. That's way easier to pull off in a card game, and with as a strong franchise as Lord of the Rings, but it created a narrative through playing cards, and that's super interesting and super fun. The only hero I can think that does that actually is Leve. You have the choice of being consumed by Blasphemer or denying Shout and become redeemed. Yeah, I mean, that's why, Consumed Levia is a 10 out of 10 card. I mean, I'd love to see more cards like that. But, okay, so priority number one for LSS, and I think that's the most important part, obviously, is the gameplay. And the gameplay, for the gameplay to get this much love, you need to sacrifice some things. And that's why it's so annoying, because the strongest attack, the strongest thing, the alluring desire new can do is to read the book. So, which is weird, you read the book, and that's the strongest thing you can do. Bones of Agony cool. Bones of Agony is super cool, Sure, but the second strongest thing you can do as the alluring desire shadow geisha type of assassin is read the book. Come on. But I can see not the problem. I can see the thing that, you need to be a bit more abstract with the design in order to achieve a higher level of gameplay. And I think LSS has managed to do great in that. But for us to talk about something, that's something I'd love to see more from LSS, to have more cards that actually create a narrative. This hit seduce target hero. The draft dream is dead, guys. I don't think we'll manage to queue ever. Okay. In order to open some packs. What should we play? Should we play the good Brazilian list? Yeah, my list is horrible. Let's actually play the Brazilian list. Should we play Syndra? Oh, let's play an Enigma game. If you guys aren't bored to death already, let's play an Enigma game. Someone in chat the other day told me to play some more Illusionist, and I want to play more Illusionist. But not Prism, guys. Don't make me play Prism. Design is cool, but far from MTG standards. That's why MTG is MTG, yeah. Well, maybe we'll see some quest type of concept with high seas. Yeah, but that's the problem, Mangover. The problem was that at some point, Wizard of the Coast decided to switch their focus from gameplay to cool concept design, which they nailed it 10 out of 10. I mean, it's really fun, how well they implement the quadrillion archetypes and concepts in Magic is amazing, but that's at the cost of gameplay. That's the problem, and that's why to me, that's why I love LSS. That, they try really hard to push different concepts and different archetypes and design new things while having the level of gameplay we have. Do I go second in the Fang? They do have some instants, they have a lot of reactions. Let's go first. Oh, Enegon. I don't mind. Phantasmaclasm is good as well. Should I cut the greedy package then? I need to cut 7 cards. Should we cut the greedy package? But why do I want to play a tempo game into a Fang? Why do I want to play a tempo game into a Fang? Oh. No, Enegon doesn't have a sideboard for warriors. Dory? Yeah, but I want to raise faces. Play specific cards that work towards finding a treasure. I think I should play a Truce and Arsenal Manifestation. Oh! Fang Drakai of Blades broke the truce! Same. Smoke out. I'm never attacking with red cards. Oh, I can manifestation. If I had tunic, I could do both, huh? I think I can arsenal the raise face. I'm never blooding a 1 power card. Oh, Kabuto. Kabuto prevents my auras from attaching. That's interesting. Long Whisk loyalty, and they're choosing to go for the mark. Um, sure. Blaze Headlong. I can cleanly block prevent that. I don't think I'm sinking though. Okay. Okay, and that's it. Cool. Spectral attack. Do I care to try and save the spectral shield? I mean, I can play now a Phantasma class, but next turn I could do the same thing with a raise. Yeah, let's just play better numbers. 3 fealty, mark of loyalty. Yeah, you don't need searing gaze, trust me. We have another manifestation into things. Let's block for 3. Okay, you leak nothing. Cool. We haven't transcended yet. I think my weakest card has to be CNC. Glint, sure. Get my spectral shield. Get my spectral shield. It's fine. Mark of loyalty. I can finally give them the loyalty, I think. Or do you prefer to have a Raging Spectre in Arsenal? No, I think I prefer to have a Direct in Arsenal. Oh, it gets go again. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, into Relentless Pursuit. That's really aggressive. So that was definitely a mistake then. I didn't realize that March of Loyalty gets the GA if it actually hits. But right now we are in the cleaning process. Maybe a more experienced Enigma player would arsenal the Raging Spectre because they haven't transcended yet. But I think time is on my side. I mean, I don't mind trading with Fang. Especially when I'm this ahead in tempo. Oh, that was a cool way to get a second fealty. That's a transcend, that's great. I think I want to overpitch the shelter. I don't have a board I care about to protect. Arsenal D-Reacts proceed to draw 2 more. Just Yorgos thing. Yeah, the game just punishing me for being too greedy. I mean, I think that's a problem from back in the day with Bravo, where you always preferred to have D-Reacts in Arsenal rather than playing the D-Reacts and casting them out instantly. And I think that mindset more and more is wrong, I think, as the game progresses, because right now most decks don't run 6 D-Reacts, they run 9, the defensive decks. So with 9 there is a 50% higher chance of you drawing an extra D-React. Spectre, Manifestation, Tunic Attack. I don't think I won't even block with a D-React. Get a quadrillion field is destroy me. Destroy me! Yeah, probably we should have gotten rid of the whiskey loyalty. Oh, I can't transcend. Oh, we messed up. Oh, we messed up! I'm a horrible and Enigma player! Oh! Yeah, that was horrible. We should have blocked, used the cheat to we should have blocked with the D-React. Yeah, we should have blocked with the D-React and used the cheat to make and Arsenal the Mira guys, and next turn we could traverse. Now I need to defensively use traverse, which I don't love. Oh. Oh. Changes things. That double block here was perfect. Perfect. Passover. Irrelevant. -1. Oh. Yeah, I get the flexors. Tunic. Oh. The plot thickens. That's perfect. Ah, we lost. Amazing, we lost. They literally needed to have 4 reactions, huh? It was unpreventable. Ah, too bad. It's silly that the games still feel close and we've made a quadrillion mistakes. Where is the third Mira guy? Ah, we definitely played that game wrong. If we had played defensively that big turn, I think we would be in a much better position. Yeah, okay. Next hand without any extra other blue. Yeah, that was fun. Dromai needs more games. It was all in order to open an extra pack. So, let's see first if we have anything way too wild. It's a dagger. That's a token. Okay, nothing too exciting. And we have rare number one. No, that's the foil. No, rare number one, rare number two, And the foil. Foil Orb Weaver Spinneret Red. I know some Arachne Marionette stands that need that. So, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have access to the new pie, so we can finally look at the new decks, play some more games, still preparing for London, and thanks for dropping by. See you around, have fun, be safe. See ya.